Hey guys, it's Paul the Motor Guy. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about target fixation, and I'll give you a couple of things that will help. So hang tight. I find that both new and seasoned riders have trouble with target fixation. So what is target fixation? Target fixation is an intentional phenomenon observed in humans, in which an individual becomes so focused on an object or hazard that they inadvertently increase their risk of colliding with the object. I think the biggest problem when it comes to target fixation is improper eye movement. I believe that head turn plus proper eye movement equals success. You have to remember, the motorcycle will generally go where you look. So let me give an example. So if I turn my head and point my chin where I want to go, but my eyes look away from where I want to go, the motorcycle will generally go where I look. So because my eyes looked away from where I want to go, I have counteracted my head turn. My head turn was null and void because my eyes looked away. Now I think the improper use of the eyes has led to many motorcycle accidents. It usually shows up in curves, or when a vehicle pulls out in front of a rider, or when a rider has to avoid an object in the road. When these things happen, the riders tend to look at what they don't want to hit instead of at their escape path. I'm going to show a video that shows a classic example of target fixation. As the rider starts to go wide in the turns, look at where he's looking. He should be looking back onto the road where he wants the vehicle to go. As he exits the roadway, he's still looking at the tree he doesn't want to hit. So the motorcycle takes him towards the tree. This happened because the rider first looked at the edge of the road where he didn't want to go. Then he looked at what he didn't want to hit, which was the tree. He needed to do the opposite, which was look away from the edge of the road and away from the tree, and it would have gave him a better chance. Now, as you and I both know, this is much easier said than done. So now I'm going to give you my thoughts on why I think it's so hard. If you think about the way we're built, unless we want to run from something, we're designed to look at it and face our threats head on. So I think we fight against our built-in defensive mechanism because it's human nature to look at something we think is a threat to us. So when we see that guardrail we don't want to hit, or that vehicle that turns in front of us, or that tree like in the video, our body perceives it as a threat, so we stare at it instead of looking away from it at our escape path. Now, I think the only way we can combat this is many hours or even years of practice in hopes that we can program our brain if this ever happens. Now, there are a couple of things that we can do. Now, the first thing is that when you're practicing your swerve technique, start training yourself to look where you want the motorcycle to go, which is your escape path, and not at the obstacle or barrier you're swerving around. So here's an example of what I mean. In this photo, the box in the middle is the hazard, and the cones are the sides of the lane markers. So let's talk about the left escape lane. Initially, you want to look at the far side of your escape path. This is because you want to give yourself as much space as possible when avoiding the hazard. So once your bike starts going in that direction, then you want to switch to looking down the road. Because if you look at the far side of your escape path too long, the motorcycle will end up going off the road where you're looking. You would use the same technique if your escape path was to the right. By practicing this, you're conditioning yourself not to stare at hazards. You already know the hazard's there, so you don't need to continue to look at it. Another thing you can do is when you go ride, take 10 minutes and purposely work on your head and eye movements. It won't take long for you to notice just how much we tend to fixate on things. The concept is you want to see everything but stare at nothing. Over time, you should be able to override some of your natural tendencies. Now, over my police career, I've seen many riders hurt or killed due to target fixation. So if you got value from this video, please share it. Now, until next time, you got it. Practice, 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 and ride safe.